exploring the beauty and history of Jiufen and Jinguashu. Just a short bus ride away from Jiufen is a quieter village, Jinguashu. In the 1890s, gold seams were found behind Jiufen around what is today Jinguashu. The name Jinguashu means gold melon rock. It comes from the shape of the nearby mountain and the discovery of gold seams that were shaped like melons. During the gold rush period, thousands of people worked in the area. Today, people can learn about the town's gold mining history at New Taipei City Gold Museum. Visitors can try their hand at separating gold from minerals through water. They can also check out the Banshan 5th Tunnel to experience the challenging conditions miners had to deal with. If you do decide to visit the museum, don't forget to see the huge brick, which is 99.9% pure gold in person. It weighs about 220 kilograms. You can take a photo with it or even touch it with your bare hands.
Hi everyone, welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Chickling.
And yesterday we took a short tour of Jiufen, and today we're going to explore another place that's not too far away, Jinguashu. Let's check it out. The article begins by saying, just a short bus ride away from Jiufen is a quieter village, Jinguashu.
所以搭公车离九份不远的地方，就是一个比较安静的村子，就是金瓜石。
Now you could do both of these in a day trip if you wanted. I'd probably say start with Jinguashu and see that like earlier in the morning, and then go to Jiufen for kind of lunch and tea in the afternoon, and then head home, rather than the other way around. So what is Jinguashu and why is it an interesting place to visit? Well, the article says in the 1890s, gold seams were found behind Jiufen around what is today Jinguashu. So it wasn't anything, there was nothing there, and then gold.
所以 seam 就是矿层的意思。那我们文章就是说呢，1890年代在九份后面，现在被称为金瓜石的附近哦，他们发现了金矿。
Yeah, you find some gold in the rocks, in the mountains, you go, okay, let's go get us some gold. And in fact, we see in the article, the name Jinguashu means, and this is a roughish translation, gold melon rock.
Gold melon rock, okay.
I think it's the shape of the gold, probably. Yeah, that's what the article says. It comes from the shape of the nearby mountain. I guess it's kind of like gold and rocky and melony. And the discovery of gold seams that were shaped like melons or kind of gourds, that's sort of roundish, I guess.
所以金瓜石这个名字呢，就如同我们看到字面上的意思，就是金色的瓜子的石。所以这个名字来源呢，就是附近山的形状，它看起来就像瓜的金矿层。
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of places like that, if they're very old, have these names. And if you really look into what the name means, you're like, that's it? That's what it means?
Yeah.
Like, the city I'm from is called Nottingham, right?
Okay,
and you think, okay, Nottingham, what does that mean? That's not its original name. It was called Snottenham.
Oh.
Which it just means the home of the people of Snot.
Snot.
Snot, which is a name for the stuff up your nose, which is not very nice, but Snot was the name of this Danish leader who'd come over to England and settled. So, we just kind of got rid of the S, and so it became Snottenham to Nottingham.
Cool.
Okay, so away from the name, what else do we know about Jinguashu at that time? The article says, during the gold rush period, thousands of people worked in the area. Now, a gold rush is what happens when suddenly gold is discovered and everybody kind of runs to that area to try and get all the gold before it runs out.
所以在淘金热的时期哦，很上千人都会在这个地方工作。那我们这边有看到一个 during， 所以 during the gold rush period 就是在这个期间，在淘金热的时期。比如说，我们再造一个句子 ：The water was turned off for several hours each day during the drought。所以干旱期间，我们每天都要停水数个小时。
Now that period is over and people don't mine for gold there anymore. It's pretty much it's gone except for some of these old kind of heritage buildings. And we see today people can learn about the town's gold mining history at New Taipei City Gold Museum.
所以现在呢，人们可以在新北市立的黄金博物馆了解这一座城市的淘金历史。我们这边看到的 mine 就是开采的意思哦，所以我们也可以讲说 gold is mined from deep underground.
So, what can we do there? We learn visitors can try their hand at separating gold from minerals through water. To try one's hand at something means to just try doing something, but it's always physical or practical. It's not really a mental exercise. It's no, I'm actually going to use my hands and do something and see how I get on with this task. Now, what they're trying their hand at is separating gold from minerals. Let's learn about this word separate in our next section. So by separate, we could mean take something that's whole and remove parts of it. It could mean remove two things from each other. Or in this case, you've got a bunch of very small stuff and you're trying to take out the thing you want and leave the rest behind. Take these kind of mixed things into separate, individual, purer components. So now the best way to think about this is recycling. You've got all your garbage, but you go, wait, we got to get some here, and some here for the different trucks on different days. So you might say, we should separate the plastic from the paper before we throw out the recycling.
所以 visitor 这边是旅客、游客或拜访者，它就是有点像 tourist 的感觉啦。那我们刚刚看到的片语 try one's hand at something 就是去试着做什么。那我们也有看到 separate 这一个动词，形容词的时候呢是 separate。所以呢，我们有一个片语叫做 go one's separate ways， 就是分道扬镳，走不同道路了。所以比如说 they went their separate ways after they closed down the factory。所以游客呢来到这个金瓜石，可以尝试通过水将黄金跟矿物质分离。It actually sounds pretty fun to me.
Yeah, I've tried it. You kind of have the water going through something, and you have this sort of thing, sort of shaking out.
You mean the filter thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's called panning. Is the
panning?
Panning. Panning for gold. You kind of try and get it out of the river water while you keep the gold, and the rest of it goes away. So that's one thing that you can do there. The article says they, visitors, can also check out the Benshan 5th Tunnel to experience the challenging conditions miners had to deal with. So this phrasal verb check out simply means look at, go to see.
所以这边有一个 check something out， 这个就是瞧瞧。所以比如说 ，Hey, this painting is so cool, come check it out.
And in this case, you're checking out a tunnel. A tunnel is a long passage under the ground or through a hill, through a mountain, something like that. You have to kind of dig it out and then you can make it for cars, for people, for trains, that kind of thing. Trains will often go through a tunnel and you pretty much have to leave Taipei and the surrounding area. Here's another example. We can cross this road by waiting at the lights or going through the tunnel. So that would go down under the earth.
Let's take a look at the word tunnel. Tunnel 在我们的文章中就是隧道，那是名词嘛。不过当动词也可以哦，就是挖地道或开凿一个隧道的意思。比如说 He tunneled himself out of prison， 代表他自己就挖一个地道逃出了监狱。
So why would you check out this tunnel? Well, it's to show what mining was like, how dark it was, how low the ceiling, how narrow the walls. Mining wasn't easy. In fact, in the article, we used the adjective challenging to describe it. Something that is challenging is difficult. It's not something that's easy to do. It makes life kind of hard. So challenging conditions for these miners, it's dark, it's low, it's, you can't see anything, you can't move easily, you're worried that the ceiling's going to fall down, it's a bit wet, that kind of thing. Here's another example. Few students did well on this challenging test.
Challenging 这边是形容词，那名词跟动词都是 challenge， 代表挑战。所以比如说 schools must meet the challenge of new technology。所以我们到金瓜石呢，我们还可以参观本山五坑，我们可以去体验矿工们必须要应对的艰巨条件。
Okay, and here we're moving on to my favorite bit.
Museum, right?
Yeah, and
because me too. Yeah,
and what's inside it.
Because
the article says if you do decide to visit the museum, don't forget to see the huge brick, which is 99.9% pure gold in person. So yeah, this is absolutely massive. It's enormous. It's huge. This big gold bar of it. Now, I don't know if it's still there, but when I visited, there used to be a sign that said, if you can lift it and take it out, you can keep it.
What?
Yeah, it said, because there's holes in it, right? There's holes in the case, so you can reach your hand in and touch it and get your hand underneath it. And it says, if you can pick this thing up with your one hand or two hands, you can keep it.
So that means it's impossible.
Yeah, it's ridiculously heavy, this thing. Gold is heavy. And the way, you can't, it's not like you can get a truck in there to do the job or anything. But there used to be a little sign or an electronic display that showed how much money that gold is worth. It's like millions and millions and millions of dollars. So you're like, if only I could, what if I suddenly got lucky and suddenly I developed massive strength and I can pick it up? You got to try.
Well, you can eat some spinach before you do.
Yeah, go Popeye on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but one thing about this brick is that it's 99.9% pure gold. If something is pure, it is one thing and nothing else. So a lot of the gold you might wear in jewelry, it's not completely pure. It's mixed in with a little bit of other metals. But pure gold means it's only gold and nothing else. Not like coins, they're all kinds of metals. They're not pure at all. Here's another way we can use this word. Some apple juice you buy in the store is pure, but many kinds include other added ingredients.
所以 pure 因为它是一个很纯净的感觉，所以我们有一个片语叫 pure and simple， 它就是有一种不折不扣或者是完全是什么的意思。我们通常放在名词后面，比如说 the motive for the robbery was greed, pure and simple.
Yeah, now you definitely want to see this in person. We use in person to mean when you are in the same physical space as something or someone. So if you speak to somebody in person, it's not on the phone, it's not texting, it's not like a video call. No, you're there, that other person is there, you're talking face to face.
所以 in person 就是亲自的意思，亲自到场。比如说 I can't attend the meeting in person, but I am sending someone to speak for me. 所以如果你决定参观这个博物馆，别忘了要去亲眼看看这一块99%是快要100 99.9% 纯金的巨大砖块。
And the reason you can't pick it up, the article says, it weighs about 220 kilograms.
Okay.
So that's like what?
5 me.
5 of you, or 3 of me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we gave that figure, we used the verb weigh. Let's look at the verb weigh. The word weigh is very simple. It's just used to say how heavy something is. This weighs this much, this weighs this much. I can say, for example, I weigh more now than I did when I was 30.
weigh 这个字就是多重当动词哦，所以名词就是 weight， 就是体重或重量。那我们像平常去做重训、举重都可以说 lift weights。比如说 he lifts weights twice a week at the gym.
So the article continues, you can take a photo with it, or, like we said, even touch it with your bare hands. You can touch that gold, you can touch millions of dollars just with your hand. And it's in fact your bare hand. B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R. It's not a big cuddly bear. This is bare, which means either empty or more often uncovered. Now, we could use empty like it's a bare room. If the room is bare, there's nothing in it. The cupboard is bare, it's empty. But bare is also uncovered. So if you've got gloves on, you don't have bare hands. But if you take the gloves off, you've got bare hands. For example, you could also say, the wind on the bare skin of my arms made me cold. So I put on a sweater.
好，所以我们赤脚英文就是 bare feet。比如说 The boy likes to walk on the sand with bare feet.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah,
Except when it's burning hot.
Yeah, 很舒服诶，其实。
Not when it's that hot. You're going, like that as you try and get into the water.
Yeah, 所以呢，我们到金瓜石呢，我们看到这一个金块啊，你可以去拍照，然后甚至可以去摸它。
Now, that is all there is to say in our article about Jinguashu, so let's wrap things up with our For You Chat question, which is, imagine you're visiting Jinguashu. What is the first thing you'd like to see or do?
Definitely the gold brick.
The big, massive gold
Yeah,
brick.
because I like visiting different museums, so that's definitely my first spot.
Yeah, the whole gold mining museum, it is pretty interesting. You can see all the different steps, the different tools, everything like that. I do recommend the tunnel though, because there are it's quite long, and there are areas where there's no light. So you do get this kind of like, oh, it's completely dark.
Okay.
A little bit scary, a little bit sort of realistic. It appeals to other kinds of senses. But yeah, like I said, it's the sort of trip you could do everything in Jinguashu in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do the tunnel, the museum, try a bit of gold, and you go, okay, lunchtime, head over to Jiufen. Enjoy all the food,
nice.
Have a pretty good day.
And tea time at the Ame Tea House.
Yes, and then you go, oh no, we have to get back, and there's like 8,000 people all trying to get on the same bus. And that's one of my memories, unfortunately, of Jiufen is like spending get there, it took an hour, get back took like 3 hours because do we get a taxi that's expensive? Do we wait for the next crowded bus? Yeah, you got to plan these things and don't go on the weekend. That's the other piece of advice I'd give. Okay, but that is all the time we've got. Thanks for watching today for English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Shikling.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Separate. The two students wouldn't stop talking, so the teacher separated them. They don't sit together now. Tunnel. The tunnel allows cars to drive right through the mountain. Challenging. Caitlin and Max needed to work together to play a challenging but fun board game. Pure. This is pure orange juice with no added water or sugar. Weigh. You can bring a bag that weighs 20 kilograms or less on this airplane. Bare. Sally doesn't like to walk on the beach with bare feet because the sand is too hot.
智慧小补帖
Seam.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作。活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net